The most dangerous trap for men isn't falling in love. It's falling for the wrong woman. She doesn't need to yell. She doesn't need to threaten. She drains you quietly, turning your victories into battles, your love into guilt, and your money into her leverage. And the scariest part? Most men think it's normal until it's too late. But once you know the signs, you'll never look at her behavior the same way again. In this video, I'm breaking down 6 toxic patterns that reveal exactly who you're dealing with. And I promise you, the last one is the reason so many men wake up broke, broken, and blindsided. If this topic already hits close to home, here's something simple you can do right now. Tap that subscribe button and give this video a quick like. It helps this message reach more men who need it. And just answer me with a simple yes or no in the comments. Have you ever been in a situation where something felt off, but you couldn't explain why? Because in just a moment, I'm going to break down the very first toxic pattern, and you'll finally see the truth behind those uneasy feelings. Number 1, she's always the victim. Have you ever noticed how some people can twist every situation so that they end up looking like the poor, innocent one? With this kind of woman, it doesn't matter what actually happened. She will always find a way to paint herself as the victim and you as the villain. You'll find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, carrying guilt that was never yours to begin with. It's a clever form of emotional manipulation because over time, it eats away at your confidence and sense of reality. At first, you might brush it off. Maybe you think, she just had a bad day, or she's been through a lot. But it never stops there. Slowly you start to realize that in every conflict, in every disagreement, in every bump in the road, you're somehow the one who's wrong. And when you try to defend yourself, she doubles down, using tears, blame, and endless stories about how life has been unfair to her. Before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle where you're constantly trying to fix problems that don't even belong to you. This is not just draining, it's dangerous. Because when you're with someone who refuses to take accountability, you lose sight of what's real. You start to believe you're always the problem. That's the exact trap she wants you in, where her lack of responsibility becomes your constant burden. And here's the harsh truth. If you accept this role long enough, you'll begin to doubt your own judgment. You'll feel guilty for standing up for yourself. You'll hesitate to speak, to act, even to breathe freely because you're scared of triggering another performance of poor me. A mature relationship requires 2 adults who can both own their mistakes. Without that, there is no balance, no growth, no trust. If she's always the victim, you are not in a partnership. You're in a courtroom where the verdict has already been decided, and you're always the guilty one. The longer you stay in that setup, the more you'll lose pieces of yourself. The wake-up call here is simple. The moment you recognize this pattern, you need to stop trying to fix what isn't yours to fix. Don't play the role she has written for you. If you let her write the script, she will always make you the villain. And in that kind of story, you will never win. Number 2, she plays games. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a constant guessing game, you probably were. With a toxic woman, nothing is ever straightforward. She won't tell you what she really wants, but she'll punish you for not figuring it out. She'll give you silence instead of answers, distance instead of clarity, and then act like you're the one who failed her. At first, you might even find it exciting. The chase, the unpredictability, the little highs and lows. It feels like passion. But make no mistake, that roller coaster is not love. It's emotional gambling. Every time you invest more of yourself, you're pulling a lever, hoping for a reward. And just like in a casino, the house always wins. She controls the pace, the silence, the drama, and you keep coming back for more, hoping this time will be different. These games are not harmless. They are designed to keep you off balance, to make you doubt yourself, to make you crave her approval like a drug. When she pulls away, you panic. When she comes back, you feel relieved. That push and pull creates a powerful addiction that blinds you to the truth. She is not committed to you. She is committed to control. The psychology behind this is simple but brutal. Playing games often comes from insecurity and immaturity. Instead of building trust, she tests it. Instead of speaking directly, she manipulates. And if you fall for it, you become trapped in her cycle. Every move you make is about keeping her happy, calming her storms, proving your worth over and over again. Here's the bitter truth. If she's playing games at the start, that's the preview of your entire relationship. It will not magically change once you're committed. If anything, it will get worse because she knows you're invested. And the more invested you are, the more she can control the stakes. A real partner doesn't make you guess. A real partner communicates clearly. So, when you see someone who thrives on games, recognize it for what it is: a trap. Walk away before you waste years trying to win a game that was never designed for you to win. Because in her playbook, your role is not to be her equal, it's to be her pawn. Number 3, achievement becomes competition. One of the most revealing signs of a toxic partner is how she reacts when something good happens in your life. A supportive woman will celebrate your wins as if they were her own. She'll push you forward, lift you up, and remind you of your worth. But a toxic woman? She treats your success like an attack. You get a promotion, and instead of congratulating you, she goes silent or criticizes how much time you spend at work. You hit the gym, get in shape, and instead of admiring your discipline, she accuses you of showing off. Even something as small as getting praised by your friends or colleagues can trigger her into sulking, dismissing, or belittling your accomplishment. Why? Because in her world, your shine dims hers. She can only feel good about herself if you're not doing better than her. The emotional trap here is subtle but devastating. Instead of feeling proud of your hard work, you start shrinking yourself to keep the peace. You downplay your wins, you hide your achievements, and you tiptoe around your own progress just to avoid her disapproval. Imagine working your whole life for growth, only to feel guilty when you finally get it. That's not love. That's sabotage disguised as intimacy. This behavior usually comes from insecurity and deep comparison. A toxic partner measures her worth against yours. If you rise, she feels like she falls. And instead of addressing that insecurity, she drags you back down to her level. The longer you accept this, the more you train yourself to believe that success is dangerous, that it costs you peace at home, and that's a price no man should pay. A healthy relationship is a team. Both people want to see each other thrive. When you win, she wins. When she grows, you grow. But if every milestone turns into a competition, you're not on the same team. Your opponent's living under the same roof. And the sad truth is, she doesn't want you to grow. Because the higher you climb, the harder it becomes for her to control you. So here's the reality check. A woman who cannot celebrate your success is a woman who will eventually resent you for it. And resentment doesn't just disappear. It festers, it poisons, and it destroys. If she treats your wins as her losses, understand this. You're not building a future together. You're fighting a battle she created, and in that war, the cost is your happiness. Number 4. Excessive envy and jealousy. Jealousy is a natural human emotion. In small doses, it can even feel flattering. But when it becomes the center of the relationship, it turns toxic fast. With this kind of woman, every story you tell, every name you mention, every glance at your phone is treated like evidence in a trial. You didn't sign up to live under interrogation, but that's exactly where you find yourself. Imagine this. You're simply telling her about your day at work, and you mention that a female colleague helped you with a project. Instantly, her tone shifts. She accuses, she doubts, she lashes out, Not because you did something wrong, but because in her mind, any woman around you is a threat. Suddenly, a harmless conversation spirals into a full-blown argument, and you're left wondering how you became the bad guy for sharing your own life. This kind of constant suspicion is suffocating. It steals your freedom to simply exist without having to explain yourself. It forces you into a position where you're constantly defending your innocence, even when you've done nothing wrong. And the more you try to prove yourself, the less she believes you. That's the trap. The goalposts keep moving, and you can never win. The psychology here is clear. Excessive envy and jealousy often come from deep insecurity. But instead of owning that insecurity, she projects it onto you. She snoops through your phone, demands your passwords, questions your every move, and calls it love. Don't be fooled. Love doesn't chain you to a microscope. Love doesn't treat you like a suspect. What starts as jealousy quickly turns into control. The lines blur between concern and domination. And over time, you stop sharing your thoughts. You stop being honest because you know the backlash is waiting. That silence kills intimacy. That suspicion kills trust. What's left is not a relationship. It's a prison where every conversation is a potential crime scene. Here's the hard truth. A woman who can't trust you without proof will never feel secure, no matter what you do. You could hand her your phone, your passwords, your entire life, and she would still find a reason to question you. Why? Because the issue isn't you, it's her. And until she deals with that, you will always be the target of her fear. So remember this. Jealousy may start as a spark, but when it turns into a wildfire, it burns down everything good in a relationship. If she's consumed by envy, she's not protecting the relationship. She's destroying it from the inside. Number 5. Controlling behavior. There's a huge difference between setting healthy boundaries and being flat-out controlling. A boundary is about mutual respect. Control is about power. And when you're with a toxic woman, you'll quickly realize that she doesn't just want a relationship, she wants command. At first, it might look subtle. She questions who you're spending time with. She criticizes the way you dress or the friends you keep. She makes suggestions that feel more like orders disguised as concern. Do you really need to hang out with them? Why don't you stay home instead? But over time, those little comments turn into rules. Suddenly, she's dictating where you go, who you talk to, how you live your life. The emotional impact is suffocating. Imagine working hard all day, only to come home and feel like you're clocking into another shift, where every move is monitored, every choice is questioned. You begin to second-guess yourself, not because you're unsure, but because you're scared of the fallout. What started as companionship turns into surveillance. And here's the kicker. Many men confuse this control with care. You think, she just loves me so much. She wants to protect me. But real love gives freedom. Real love trusts. Control is not protection, it's possession. And once you belong to her in that way, you stop being her partner. You become her property. Psychologically, controlling behavior often stems from fear of abandonment or insecurity. But instead of working on herself, she tries to manage that fear by managing you. It's easier for her to clip your wings than to face her own lack of trust. And the more you allow it, the smaller your world becomes. Your friendships fade, your hobbies disappear, your independence erodes. Before long, you don't recognize yourself anymore. The breaking point comes when you realize that no matter how much you give up, it's never enough. Control doesn't stop once it starts, it only expands. And if you think it will ease with time, you're fooling yourself. A woman who controls you today will suffocate you tomorrow. Here's the reality. A relationship should feel like a partnership, not a cage. If she can't love you without controlling you, then what she wants isn't love. It's dominance. And a man who surrenders to that will eventually lose not just his freedom, but his identity. Number 6. Money and financial manipulation. This is the red flag that has destroyed more men's lives than almost any other, because money isn't just paper, it's security, it's freedom, it's the ability to build a future. And when you're with the wrong woman, money becomes the weapon she uses to control you. It can start small. Maybe she insists on expensive dates right from the beginning. Maybe she drops hints about luxury gifts or jokes about wanting a designer bag. You might brush it off at first, thinking it's harmless, or you tell yourself, she just has high standards. But soon, you notice a pattern. She only seems excited when you're spending money. She's affectionate when you're paying, distant when you're not. You're not her partner, you're her ATM. For men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, this trap can be devastating. Many of you have worked decades to build stability. You've sacrificed time, energy, and sweat to create a life of comfort. And yet, one manipulative woman can drain it all in a matter of years. She'll frame it as love language, or claim that providing is your duty. But look closely. Is she building with you or bleeding you? Here's the painful truth. Love does not require payment. Companionship is not a subscription service. A woman who values you for your wallet doesn't value you at all. And if you think marriage protects you, think again. Many men have learned the hard way that once financial manipulation enters a relationship, it only grows. She'll ignore agreed budgets, rack up debt in your name, or demand lifestyle upgrades that sabotage your future. And when you protest, she'll guilt you into compliance. If you loved me, you'd buy this. The emotional cost is just as high as the financial one. You start associating love with money, thinking your worth is measured by what you can provide. Instead of building a legacy, you're burning through your resources just to keep the peace. And in the process, you lose the very foundation of what makes you a man. Your independence, your security, your power to choose. Psychologically, financial manipulation works because it preys on your instincts as a provider. As men, many of us are wired to give, to protect, to support. A toxic woman exploits that instinct, twisting it into obligation. She doesn't see your sacrifices. She sees her opportunities. And every time you give in, you train her to push further. Remember this: what you allow is what will continue. If you set no boundaries with money, don't be surprised when she sees no limit. If she treats your success as her entitlement, don't expect gratitude. It will never come. A healthy partner will want to build a financial future with you. She'll respect budgets, celebrate savings, and share responsibility. She'll see money as a tool for both of you, not a prize for her. That's the kind of woman worth investing in. But if all she sees is your wallet, understand this: the more you give, the less of yourself you'll have left. So guard your finances as fiercely as you guard your heart. Because once your resources are gone, she won't stick around for the ashes. And when she leaves, you'll realize she wasn't there for you. She was there for what you could provide. Don't let financial manipulation be the silent thief that robs you of your future. You've just seen 6 powerful signs that a woman may be toxic. She plays the victim. She plays games. She turns your success into competition. She lets envy and jealousy consume her. She tries to control every part of your life. And finally, she uses money as a tool to manipulate and drain you. Now here's what I want you to understand. Seeing one of these behaviors once in a while doesn't automatically mean she's beyond redemption. People are human. We all have flaws. We all make mistakes. But when these patterns repeat, when they become the foundation of your relationship, that's when the alarms should go off. These aren't just quirks. They are red flags, and ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. It only makes the damage worse. Every man watching this deserves better than being trapped in a cycle of guilt, games, envy, control, and financial exploitation. You deserve a relationship that builds you up, not one that tears you down. You deserve someone who celebrates your victories, respects your boundaries, and loves you for who you are, not for what you can provide or what she can take. Here's the reality. Life is too short to waste on someone who slowly erodes your confidence and your future. If you recognize these signs in your relationship, don't excuse them. Don't minimize them. And above all, don't let them define your worth. You are not weak for wanting peace. You are not selfish for demanding respect. You are not wrong for walking away from someone who refuses to treat you as an equal. If any of these signs hit home for you, I want you to share your story in the comments below. Because your voice might be the wake-up call another man needs to protect himself. And if you found value in this, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Together, we can build a community of men who are alert, strong, and in control of their lives. Don't just survive relationships, choose ones that let you thrive. Because at the end of the day, the right woman won't drain you. She'll inspire you.